College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Big rivalry in the Cache Valley. Number 13 BYU and 3-1 Utah State. Hi everybody, Rich Waltz along with Aaron Taylor. Jenny Dell will join us shortly. This sounds like, it looks like, and in this stadium right now, it feels like a rivalry.
You can feel it. We were right here in the stadium last week, and it did not feel like this. These teams do not like each other. Some good old-fashioned hate between these two, so managing the emotions early is going to be really key.
Some news to report for BYU. Baylor Romney will be their starting quarterback. Jaron Hall's injury, which he suffered against Arizona State, still has him on the sideline. Now let's take a look at what makes these teams tick. It's our Twisted Tea Game Day Playbook.
Key for BYU tonight is going to be winning the trenches up front on the defensive side of the football. They have to get penetration to be able to drop the running backs in the backfield like we saw there. And they have to play discipline with their eyes, their alignment, their assignment, and then fast flow to the football to tackle some extremely athletic playmakers. For Utah State, they're just one of a handful of teams in the country that are throwing for over 300 yards a game and rushing for over 200. When they get in the open space, they're hard to tackle. That's something to keep your eye on. Calvin Tyler, though, the running back for Utah State, he is key. Coming off back-to-back 100-yard games, he keeps defenses honest, so number 4 is going to play a huge role tonight.
Brand new head coach at Utah State, and Blake Anderson off to a great start at 3-1. This is his first taste of this rivalry game. On the other sideline, Kalani Sitake has done it as a player and as a head coach. This is BYU's first true road game. He's without his starting quarterback and more. Right, Jenny Dell?
Yeah, their offense is banged up. They're without their 2 top O-linemen in James Empey and Harris LaChance. They're also missing their fullback and Mason Wake. And you better hope that it's the next man up mentality for these guys, because I don't know if you can tell, but it is wild down here. It is a sold-out crowd, 25,000 fans, standing room only. Utah State wearing those black uniforms, the fans blacking out the stadium. And guys, for the first time ever, Utah State switched their bench to the opposite side of the field. So the Cougars, they're right in front of the student section. It is wild down here.
Nothing like a little gamesmanship for a rivalry game. BYU is ready. They are hot. They're 4-0 and number 13 in the country. Utah State has had 3 thrilling come-from-behind wins. They stubbed their toes last week against Boise State. Jake Oldroyd will kick it off. The dangerous Savon Scarver is deep. We go. Scarver in his end zone. To a knee. Out to the 25 it goes. Now, quarterback issue certainly with BYU. Last week, quarterback issues. Logan Bonner was pulled briefly in the Boise State game, but he's the starter. What do you like about this guy, the transfer from Arkansas State?
It's his understanding of the offense. He was with Blake Anderson at Arkansas State. He knows how this thing is supposed to operate. He started out red hot, 5 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions, but the last 2 games, decision-making has been a factor.
That's his man in motion, Devin Tompkins. And this is Tyler. You just talked about him. And Tyler is brought down by Ben Bywater. And the offense for the Aggies, they ran the ball pretty well against Boise State.
Over 200 yards. We talked about it in the open. It's a real key piece of this offense.
Second down, 11. Bonner pulls on the RPO. He keeps it. Bywater has 2 tackles in 2 plays already. Third down.
These offenses like to run at a breakneck speed. You want positive yards on first down, so that really throws a hitch in the giddy up here. This is a really important conversion for the way this offense likes to operate.
Third down and 7. Blitz comes. Bonner escapes, fires it, caught for the first down, right at the 40-yard line. Brandon Bowling.
Just a bust up front, completely let go of defensive lineman Alfred Edwards, the left tackle, with a mental error there, but Bonner heads up, moves the sticks.
Utah State plays ultra fast. Tyler had an opening, and it swallows him up after 3 yards. Now, this BYU defense is a multiple defense. I don't know how you can read this as a quarterback. They give you so many looks.
It's really tough for identification purposes.
Bonner, this time no escape. Guess who? Ben Bywater again. That's 3 solo tackles already.
The center got beat right off the snap, and that was one of the things that Utah State was worried about. They said if we can hold up pass protection-wise, we feel like we can give them some problems on the back end. But so far, it's been all BYU up front.
Another 3rd down. BYU will bring pressure from every direction, and here they come with 5. Time, and it is intercepted. Terrific play on the ball by Malik Moore of BYU. Wow.
Just an incredible job by Moore of tracking this football. He goes out and high points it. Devin Tompkins is only 5'8". Malik Moore is 6'1", and that height was all the difference he needed to get that turnover.
That is unbelievable. Pinned it against his chest, kept it on the roll, and here comes BYU with a turnover already, and the football at their own 26-yard line. Baylor Romney at the controls. High snap. Romney has it. He's blasted. Henninger back at the 16.
Now remember, they're without their starting center, James Impey. Connor Pay, number 70, is the backup, and already
outside, defense number 92, lined up in the neutral zone, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Wow. This cannot continue for Utah State. They absolutely hurt themselves last week. Bad penalties, bad turnovers, bad special teams. They have to clean it up. And that's all that they worked on this week in practice. 13 penalties last week.
Like Anderson said, if BYU wins this ball game, we want it because they beat us, not because we beat ourselves. It's 1st and 5 instead of 2nd and 15.
Romney to throw. Sideline shot. Nakua comes back, has it, 30-yard line. Shaq Bonds brings him down. Puka Nakua.
Pushing the ball downfield is something that BYU does such a good job of. That's just a 50-50 ball. But Nakua is a big, tall, wide receiver at 6'2", playing against the 5'11" Shaq Bond.
Romney to the sideline, caught there. That's his younger brother, Gunnar Romney, who makes the catch at the 27. 21-26, 305 yards, 3 touchdowns against South Florida was Baylor Romney. They really like this guy.
Man, why would you not? Look at that debut. Throws one of the prettiest deep balls I've ever seen, and we've seen that here early already.
Second down 5 at the 22. Algier outside. Algier inside. End zone. Touchdown. And that didn't take long for BYU to get on the board.
Off the turnover, Utah State is a shoulder leverage tackling team, but when you're trying to tackle 5'11", 220-pound Tyler Algier, you better bring it better than that.
Oldroyd for the point. Malik Moore started it with an incredible play defensively.
Well, first it was the interception on the turnover with a ball that hung up too long, and then it was the high potent offense that got down to the red zone with the pass, and then Algier does the rest. 7-0 here in Logan.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Verizon. 5G built right. And by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef?
They play for the old wagon wheel. This rivalry dates back to 1922. BYU has a big lead in the series, but they have split the last 6 games. Brigham Young, an interception, And a beautiful touchdown drive. Utah State will get the ball for the second time. This is a great setting in the Cache Valley. Mountains around. Sun is setting. Scarver in his end zone. Aaron Taylor, your keys to the game.
Well, I think for BYU, they've got to play clean. They had a lot of problems last week offensively with false starts, muff center quarterback exchange. Keep your eye on the center. We saw that already. The front seven's got to win the matchup, and they're doing a really good job of that. For the Aggies, they have to finish drives with touchdowns. They moved it at will last week against Boise, but couldn't close it out and get points and limit explosives on early downs. That first pass that we saw to Nakua was a first down play action pass. They crushed USF a week ago.
Bonner this year, 7 touchdowns, but now 6 interceptions. Screen to Tompkins. They would rather get him the ball in space, and there was no space there. D'Angelo Mandel and Max Tooley for BYU.
Yeah, good call there. One of the things to keep an eye on is where do they line him up? They told us they wanted to move him so that BYU couldn't bracket and try to take him out of the game.
Tyler in the backfield, looking for a seam, tries to cut back, does, and has a gain of about 5. This will bring up 3rd down and 5.
I thought Tyler should have put his foot into the ground and planted and got a little bit more north. It was a good job on that outside edge, but BYU right now is flowing to the football extremely well.
Utah State practices at this tempo. They really pushed this team in the spring, in the fall, leading into their opener.
Look at the tight press coverage so they can't get those quick slants inside.
Bonner looks, going to go deep. That's McGriff, and he is broken up, incomplete. Caleb Hayes on the coverage. That was right in front of the Utah State bench.
McGriff ran a great route, but he had to slow down and wait for the ball. Bonner underthrew this. This is a touchdown if he puts it on the dime. That's an extremely tough catch. And the Aggies punting once again. Not a real good start to this game for the quarterback, who without question, Blake Anderson said he's our guy.
You heard the crowd's reaction. They were hoping for a flag. One thing, if you go fast and you don't make first downs, you put your defense right back on the field. That's Nyberg up the sideline, has a block. And Hobbs Nyberg brings it across midfield. Brigham Young is number 13 for a reason, folks. They are off to a quick start in a hostile environment. 7-0 Cougars. Incredible sky in the heart of Utah. 7-0 BYU on top. Aaron Taylor last week against Boise State. Utah State was 3-0, feeling good, and then an avalanche of mistakes.
It was just a tipped ball off of the hands of McGriff. Then there was a blocked field goal. Their kicker had been doing a masterful job. And then a ball that Bonner never should have thrown in the end zone, playing 3 flies up there. Another missed field goal, and that problem of not being able to close in on the red zone was problematic. But this was a head-scratching decision. To Blake Anderson's credit, he took credit for it. But tonight, we've already seen interceptions. We've already seen underthrown footballs. This offense that is operated at a super high level is off to a really slow start, and you better credit BYU's defense for doing that.
And 13 penalties last week, a costly offsides that negated a sack on that first drive. Algier, tough to bring down, and he hits midfield. Let's check in with Jenny Dell. Jenny?
Yeah, guys, after last week's loss to Boise State, Blake Anderson said, we want this electric environment here in the stadium, but with that said, we need to control our heartbeat, control our emotions. Last week, our players were so hyped up that they were playing out of character. You can't be so fired up with this rivalry that you forget to do your job, and obviously a tough start for them here tonight.
No doubt.
See this formation here, single high safety. Aggies expecting run, but remember, play action's killer for them.
Baylor Romney, middle, caught, Samson Nakua. The Nakua brothers both have catches already.
When you get 5 yards on first down, your entire playbook is open. The Aggies loaded the box expecting run, but it was great pass protection, and we see Baylor Romney with his nice medium throws down the field.
He has started out 3 for 3. Now, the offensive line for BYU is patchwork right now with James Empey and Harris LaChance out.
Yeah, so at right tackle, Campbell Barrington, and center Connor Pay, number 70, right there to the right of your screen. We've already seen he's making his start here on the road. This is BYU's first true road game in a rivalry. He got very lucky that the Aggies were offside, but the center quarterback exchange has to be money, especially with those injuries with key players up front.
Second 11, empty for Baylor Romney.
Watch Romney's legs.
Quick throw, caught there. That's Lupini Katoa, and he is hit and dropped at the 34-yard line. Utah State's defense has bent a lot. They have been able to come up with stops when they needed them this year.
No doubt about that. Ephraim Banda, their defensive coordinator, said we're going to challenge you at the line of scrimmage. Now, Utah State has won first and second down here. Now it looks like the Cougars are going to try to convert this third down. Look at that crowd noise. This is a heck of an opportunity for the Aggies to get an all-important stop, get some confidence going.
Confidence and momentum, they need it. Three-man rush, Romney with time, back shoulder throw, gorgeous. I'm not sure he had it. They call it a catch. That's big Isaac Rex, and he is big, 6'6", 250, the tight end.
It's gonna be really close to see if he got it. He's got his feet down there. He doesn't have control of the ball yet. By the time he secures the football, though, both his feet are in the air. I'm surprised they're not gonna take a closer look at this.
And now the call just came down from the replay booth. You're right about that. This is a difficult one, not only for the booth, but an impossible call on the field. Now Blake Anderson right now talking to the official. I don't know, did he burn a timeout here to get the challenge? Or did the call come down from above? We will sort that out.
The previous play is under further review. Rolling on the field is a completed catch.
All right, no timeout used. We'll take a few more looks.
Great job going up and high-pointing the football, but he can't secure it right away. The question's going to be whether or not Rex had possession of the football securely with at least one of his feet in bounds, and that's going to be awfully, awfully close.
The call on the field holds enormous weight.
Yes,
it is
does.
Called a catch. You got to be definitive to overrule this.
He gets that left toe down as he's bringing the football to his body. It's almost like a volleyball set right there. Great concentration, great look at this right here. That left foot right there is down on the ground, but it's starting to come up. So this is all going to be determined upon what the officials see and determine when he maintained possession there.
So the question is possession in the hands or when he brings it to the chest?
It's control, demonstrated control of the football. And this is going to be a judgment call, but I think you nailed it, Rich. The call on the field is going to carry some weight here. My guess is this is going to stand or be confirmed. And the height difference with these big, tall, wide receivers for BYU is something that the Aggies were really concerned about, and we've already seen it.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Which means not enough to overturn or confirm.
It was awfully close, and credit Rex for going up and getting that football. Blake Anderson really needs something positive to be able to go for his team. We talked about the height difference. Look at that, 6'3" to 5'10". That's 5 inches. Where you're going to see that, Rich, all night long, we've seen it already, are those high 50-50 balls.
BYU has been great in the red zone. 12 touchdowns and 15 trips. First and 10 here inside the 15. This a little reverse toss, wide open is Romney, makes the catch, and he is just stopped at the 1. Rice got him.
I love this play call here by Aaron Roderick. The reverse quarterback pass, they fooled everybody, and that was a really nice throw there. Romney's going to want to try to get in the end zone, though.
Neil Palu made the throw. BYU on the doorstep. Katoa is stopped, 2nd and goal. Verizon brings you the red zone. I told you that BYU is great in the red zone. Look at that touchdown percentage. Well above the national average. Second down goal. Romney, this time he's going to lose yardage. Baylor Romney is caught. Third and goal from the 6. Hunter Reynolds made the play.
This is an excellent job so far through these 3 first downs. Utah State has played masterful here. Tackles for loss on 2 of the 3, and it all started with that last effort when Romney caught the ball and couldn't get across the goal line.
Do they exploit the size advantage on third and goal from the 6 on the outside?
I certainly would. Why wouldn't you? Neil Pawu, 6'4", Gunnar Romney, Baylor's brothers, 6'2". You've got a great matchup down here with a severe height advantage.
Romney trying to escape. Loose ball, and it is incomplete. Although there's a scramble for it, this may be a fumble. It appeared to be a throw that came out of Romney's hand.
Ruling on the field was a fumble.
Wow.
4th down.
That's going to be 4th down, and that's going to bring them all the way out to the 32. We'll take another look.
Romney was trying to make something happen. Great job with pressure by the Aggies right out of the gate. Nick Henninger made the play, and he tried to get it, but Justin Rice's teammates also saw the ball. No communication there. They've ruled this a fumble on the field, so the ball stayed alive as they try to sort this out.
Now, Baylor Romney's right arm moved forward somewhat. Here's another look. If it's forward motion, it's an incompletion.
I don't know. I think Henninger, with his right hand, punches this ball out.
Timeout. BYU. Their first 30 seconds in length.
BYU's calling a timeout. I think they want this to be reviewed a little bit more because it would be a much closer field goal attempt. It's going to be 4th and goal no matter what. But instead of a 50-yard field goal, they'd rather try the chip shot. That's a great play by Henninger. And he was outstanding last week in the loss against Boise State.
Yeah, the coaches called him the heart of the defense, the best vocal leader he's had in quite some time.
Ball was going up.
And that's what I saw. Henninger's right hand knocks it out of Romney's hand. Romney's arm was going forward, but I really think Henninger, the vocal leader of this defense, causes this fumble here. I think they're going to have to try to take a field goal from the 32-yard line.
Oh, they've got plenty of leg with Jake Oldroyd. He's made 2 54-yarders in his career, and he's lining up here at 49 yards. He was 13 of 13 last year. He's 2 of 2 this year, 15 in a row.
Now he's going to have to put some leg in this. He's been injured a little bit. This is a great opportunity for Utah State to try to get their hand on one and get some momentum back.
That one is good. And BYU settles for 3. Jake Oldroyd is back. 16 in a row. And a 10-0 start for number 13, BYU.
It's the first Friday in October, Utah State time.
Watch out, BYU, here we come.
Time to take down the Aggies.
First Friday of October, BYU time.
That old wagon wheel is coming back to Logan. Aggie up, Cougs down, man.
So far, it's been all number 13 BYU. A quick start, 49-yard field goal, and a 10-0 lead. 5 minutes left. First quarter, night falling on Logan, Utah. Savon Scarborough, the kickoff returner for Utah State, has taken 6 back in his career. That is 1 shy of the all-time NCAA record. But Oldroyd's kicks are getting through the end zone. Let's go down to the sideline. Jenny Dell. Jenny?
Yeah, time now for Worth a Watch, brought to you by Principal Financial Group. And Calvin Tyler Jr. is definitely a player that you guys want to keep an eye on. If professional football doesn't pan out for Tyler, he's got a backup plan, fellas. A professional bull rider. Growing up, his favorite movie was 8 Seconds, which is about a famous writer. Plus, it runs in his family. He was heavily influenced by his uncle, who taught Calvin and his cousins in Southeast Texas how to be cowboys. More after the play, guys.
All right, this is Tyler. He lost his uncle, didn't he? And that was felt through the entire family. He taught a lot of the cousins how to be cowboys, too.
That he did. And Tyler was even working with the same trainer as his good friend, who's a PBR champion in Cooper Davis. So if you wonder if there's any translatable skills between the two, his response, grit and killer instinct.
All right, thank you, Jenny. Logan Bonner under duress, and that ball off the hands of his intended receiver, Derek Wright. And Utah State has to start making some plays. 3rd down and 8. Of course, we can't have a story like that without pictures, right?
Let's get this first down first if you're Utah State. BYU only rushed 3 that time and still put pressure on Bonner. See how tightly pressed BYU is on the outside wide receivers. McGriff here down at the bottom. He's a big, tall target. Maybe let him try up and go get one.
Bonner going deep. That's Tompkins makes the catch. 40-yard line. The speed of Utah State is their weapon tonight. The question is, can they use it?
Just a great job running a corner route. They have to be able to get him in space. It was soft coverage there, which gave him a free release.
32 yards. Tompkins, he'll screen to the sideline. Another nice positive play. Utah State had a lot of positive plays against Boise State. The problem was 443 yards and just 3 points. 2nd down. This is Tyler, the cowboy, to the 35-yard line.
That was a great job on 1st down of getting some positive plays as we see Tyler come up limping a little bit. He doesn't want to come off the field, though. We've seen Utah State be extremely aggressive in their play calling, so depending on what they do here, this could be 4-down territory.
They are 8 of 13 on 4th down this season. So I'm with you. Bonner pulls, fires in traffic. Someone got a hand on it. Scarver, the intended receiver.
Chaz Ayu. He's a player that's all over the field. You see 3 just show up everywhere. Those quick slants that they like, he was sitting there. And I like this decision. Normally Utah State is pretty aggressive here, but they've got to try to do something to get something positive, some points on the board to capitalize on what was a pretty good red zone stop by their defense.
It's a 52-yarder. 44 yards is Connor Cole's personal best. Snap good. Kick is out, and it is good. That has to feel good. He missed 2 last week, and he nails this 52 yards by a whisker, and it's 10-3. SEC on CBS. Top 15. The matchup in Tuscaloosa. Number 12, Ole Miss. Number 1, Alabama. It all starts with a drive to Atlanta, 2:30 Eastern, followed by college football today. Leads up to kickoff at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. SEC on CBS. And how about this quarterback comparison?
Man, you got 2 guys that are probably going to be in New York City for the Heisman. Matt Corral is having an unbelievable season to start the year. I think Ole Miss has a real good shot to beat Alabama. In fact, I picked them to win it. The bottom line is Ole Miss is better on both sides of the ball this year, and Alabama's not. Be a tough win on the road, but one I think they can pull off.
Elliott Nimrod will kick it off for Utah State. Left foot in and into the end zone it goes.
Well, Rich, we talked to defensive coordinator Bonda. Keep your eye right here. That's Hunter Reynolds, okay? So he's going to be in coverage. He's there. Now they know it's a reverse pass, but keep your eye on him. Boom, makes one guy miss. The quarterback's almost about to get in, and right there with that effort, you see Reynolds coming down, tracking. He's closing the distance of the ball carrier, and right there, that extra effort Bonda told us he was so proud of his guys. He said, we didn't play well at times last year, but they played hard. That's a great place for us to build on. He's excited about the group he's got.
Ephraim Bonda spent his last 5 years in South Florida at the University of Miami. Algier out of the backfield, races for the sideline, makes a man miss, and falls over the 40 out to the 42-yard line. It's a 17-yard pickup. Algier can run it, he can catch it.
Yeah, and you got to be careful there. If you're Shaq Bond, he kind of almost gave up on that play, and Algier broke it back inside. He's a big load of laundry, man. You got to run to the football if you want to get 25 down. One guy's not going to do it.
How cool is this for BYU?
The previous play is under further review. The player may have stepped out of bounds.
Not the review, but the fact that they have 3 sets of brothers on this offense right now.
It's incredible.
Did he step out?
Yep, he sure did. That right foot.
Before he made the defender miss.
Good job by this officiating crew to catch that and go back. Clearly out with that right toe.
On the offensive line, you've got the Barrington brothers, Clark and Campbell. He's clearly out. Out wide, you've got the Nakua brothers, Puka and Sampson. They both have catches.
Going to be out at the 42-yard line. And the last one, of course, is their quarterback, Baylor Romney, and his brother Gunner, who showed up big in that game last week against USF.
That's amazing. That in a huddle with 11 players, there's 3 sets of brothers in there.
Bloodlines matter, man. Trying to take a look at where to spot this football. It's going to be right here. 37-yard line. And this is good for this Aggie defense to catch their breath. The coaches are talking to the players. This timeout lets them to talk strategy, reminds them of their coaching points and all the things that they want to accomplish here. BYU's coming out and looking really good, but they did the same thing a week ago against USF and then took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit in the second half.
And Utah State has followed that script in all 4 games. They've fallen behind in the first half against everybody, but they've come back and won 3.
After further review, the ball carrier stepped out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Still first down.
Kevin Marr has been a busy man, our referee here tonight.
And Rich, BYU's had some time to think about it. See Kalani Sitake.
He is beloved.
Oh my gosh.
By his players and by his assistant coaches. And with good reason.
Why you make all these head coaches cry when we get on our calls with
Man, that was
it's you, Dr. Phil.
Very, very powerful interview yesterday with Sitake about his team, about the legacy of BYU, about Lavelle Edwards. Baylor Romney, that's his brother Gunner, makes the catch. And he's out close to the first down, gain of 9.5. Michael Onyanwu made the stop.
And I think Utah State's going to be happy on first down. They got beat over the top several times. They're more than happy to let BYU dink and dunk down the field so that they can try to unload some pressure. What they can't allow is big plays over the top, and second and short's a great place to do it.
Algier has the first down. He inhales and gains like 5 yards.
Man, he's a big load of laundry, isn't he?
Averaging 87 yards a game. 8th in the nation in rushing last year.
He's just a tough, physical power runner. Kid's a former walk-on. He's a self-made success story. He's everything that this sport is about. It's a meritocracy, and he has earned all of the success that he's had.
Just shy of midfield. Romney is perfect in this game, 7 of 7. Steps into this one. And a sliding catch, Powell, and he got it at the 38-yard line. And Baylor Romney has been brilliant.
Yeah, and he took a shot right as he threw this football, but he stood in there tough. That's why it was a little bit low, but that was great concentration. That ball may have came loose there. He was underneath it initially with his right hand, but then it moved, Rich. I think they should take a second look at this. Now the ball is able to move, but you have to maintain possession and demonstrate that you had it, and I just don't think he had it there.
No review, 1st and 10. Romney scrambles, fires, and it's incomplete. Algier, the intended receiver, and that's the first misfire for the BYU passing game.
And great job in coverage there by Justin Rice. And this passing game that operated super efficiently is now having some hitches in the giddy-up. Now the deck is slanted towards the Aggies. Second and long after an incompletion typically is a high percentage rundown. Does BYU take advantage of that and try to take a deep shot, or do they actually run the ball here?
Puka Nacua in motion. Second down 10. They'll stay on the ground, and that's Katoa. Petey Katoa, the junior, out of American Fork, Utah, and another big gain, 12 yards, first down.
Man, you take out the 220-pound back with Algier, then you put the 215-pound, little bit slider, a little bit more explosive Katoa in there, but he broke about 4 tackles.
So far, passing grade for this offensive line?
They're doing a great job, and the backs, the way that they're running, certainly are helping.
Play action, Baylor Romney. Big man, tight end, Isaac Rex with the catch and the flip. He holds it to the 21.
Isaac Rex, such a big target, 6'6", 247 pounds from my neck of the woods in San Clemente, California. He's a big physical blocker on the outside edge, so they like to use him as a receiver, as we've seen here, but he is a big factor in their run game.
First quarter, BYU on the move and a chance to add to a 10-3 start. Number 13 BYU on the road in a rivalry game on top of Utah State. From Logan, you're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico.